Returning to the funeral, Dare to Love Me episode 9 shows Yoonbak discovering his sister, who wakes up and starts crying right away. She informs him that their mother remembers him and that he is not alone in his suffering. At the memorial site, they carry on their conversation, and Yoonbak encourages her to stop apologizing for the past. Hongdu is thinking about Yoonbak and his unexpected back hug from home. As she is leaving, she encounters Yoonbak on the street and questions if she should have gone to the memorial. He asks her to stay, acknowledging that things have been difficult. Yoonbak quits his job at the police station but is taken aback to see his sister employed there. She promises to take over the Gamjak case and describes herself as a competent police officer, being cautious not to divulge her true position. When Yoonbak gets home and is finally prepared to follow his ambition, he gives Honghak his resume. To start his journey toward becoming an apprentice, Honghak changes into a new attire, as well as his reading list. He goes to great lengths to imitate Honghak, even if it means eating hot cup noodles. When Honghak chastises Yoonbak for his paintings, Hongdu overhears and defends his decision to make a man appear while wearing clothes. He wraps a scarf over her neck before she goes, and she wears it the entire day. She's now wondering if he likes her and what all this means. Maybe he's just trying to be polite. Leader Shin is also obsessed with Yoonbak in the village. After finding that Yuna is now living with his sister, he phones in for a report. Yuna admits to Yeo Judik, separately, that Yoonbak is behaving a little strangely. Yoonbak waits for Hongdu at the bus stop, but he says he's there to draw. He accepts Hongdu's invitation to join them for dinner as he is already there. Yoonbak ensures that Honghak has her fair share at the meal, even going so far as to loosen a perilla leaf for her. He gives her a forkful of fruit, and she begins to think he might be interested. Up until he feeds Honghak by hand, who takes great pleasure in his new pupil's manners. Junho gives Ibak a cough medicine that her mother used to make at the Sansan restaurant. As the two sat down together, she is filled with nostalgia for his help as a friend and servant back then. However, he was not really delighted with her childhood illness because he had been abused. Later, by herself, Junho fixes and inspects a fan. Leader Shin yells at Camille for upsetting the villagers in the village. In an attempt to calm things down, he asks her to stay at his place, but he also gives her the option to give up at any time and go home. In her heart, she's happy in her new house. Camille finds a leather sandal at the village shoe store called the Pikahai, which is an almost unknown design from several centuries ago. After purchasing it, she brings it home to rethink the layout and to add fresh, lovely embellishments. She heads to find Wi-Fi so she can share her masterpiece, and to his dismay, she discovers it close to Chilbok's chamber. However, she leaves for home as soon as the post is published. To the owner's joy, the villagers flock to the shoe store to purchase Camille's sandal design. Later, he runs across Camille and expresses his gratitude to her for preserving the custom. They decide to work together on other designs. Hongdu becomes fixated on whether Yoonbak likes her when she is in Seoul. She goes to a reading in order to gain insight into Yoonbak's intentions. However, she instead comes upon her old co-worker who was fired from the corporation for stealing Hongdu's prototype. Her boyfriend, the ex of Hongdu, also broke up with her, claiming something similar to what he had told Hongdu before. They agree that Yoonbak must like Hongdu after some girl conversation. She hears Honghak at home saying that Yoonbak had to like his instructor, but Yoonbak disagrees, saying that respect is more important. It's actually a discussion about their webcomic, though. After hearing the remark about respect, Hongdu sobs silently in her bed. And Yoonbak knows all of a sudden that he had to have lied to Hongdu. Yoonbak misses Hongdu when he attempts to see her before work the following day. On his way back home, he listens in on Ibak and the detective discussing how Sansan Hall appears to be connected to the Gamjak case.